Hey everyone, it's Denise Brown, and this is an overview of our recovery plan. So let's face it, we have so many bad days during our caregiving experience. We have so many caregiving crises, and yet at the end of the bad day or at the end of the caregiving crisis, we just kind of go back to normal, whatever normal might be, without really taking a moment to say, oh my gosh, that was horrible. That was challenging. That really wore me out. And I need to do something for myself to recover. So the recovery plan prompts us to think through what just happened. What do I need to make it better? And then when I make it better, how am I going to feel? I'm actually in the midst of a recovery plan today. The stress of caregiving, grieving my mom, worrying about my business has taken its toll. And when I'm really stressed out, my back goes out. So my back is out. I can feel the muscles just get so tight. So my recovery plan has been stretching when I get up in the morning, walking, swimming, and putting on this product called Deep Blue from doTERRA. It's a rub that I can use, so I just always have it in stock. I have so much of it in my closet, it's kind of embarrassing because I have a tendency to have this sore back because of stress. Here's the other thing that happened during my recovery plan, which started yesterday morning, because when I woke up, I was like, oh, this is killing me. I went to the pool, the indoor pool in our community, to swim. I checked in, and then the nice person who sits at the registration desk said, oh, it looks like you haven't been paying your bill. Can you stop by afterward to pay your bill? And I thought, oh my heavens, what the heck? What the heck happened? So I am not someone that does well with uncertainty of what the heck happened. And I also don't do well with people saying, oh my gosh, you haven't paid on time. So my swim was not as effective because I was thinking, oh my God, what happened? Well, anyway, so even during our recovery plan, as we are putting our plan into place, there are things that can derail us. And let's face it, when we are depleted, when we are de-anchored from hope, I'm not sure if that's really the right word or if it is a word, but I think about being like cut off from hope. So hope is an anchor. And when I'm de-anchored from hope, I feel like I'm flailing. And then if someone says, oh, you owe us money that you haven't been paying, the flailing is just that much more intense. So even during our recovery plan, we might need a recovery for what happened during our plan. And doesn't that just suck? That when we are trying our best to do what we know will make us feel better, there could be something that happens that you think, oh, that is not making me feel better. Okay, and I just want to mention that usually when I do a video, I try to look good for you because I think you should enjoy someone who put some effort into how they look. But the best I could do during my recovery plan was put some lipstick on. So it's what we look like right when we're recovering. It's what we look like during caregiving. It's what we look like during grieving. Okay, so our recovery plan really is just one page, and it's very similar to the daily healing plan. So if you've been using the daily healing plan, this will be second nature to you. It's this idea that we name what we're recovering from. So I'm recovering from the stress of my mom's death, the stress of moving my dad, the stress of my dad. He's very stressful just as a human. And the stress about worrying about my business. My business kind of kept going, but not at full speed as my mom was dying. Actually, anyway, so you know what it's like. You're trying to keep things on track, but they derail. And then you're trying to figure out, how do I get back on track? And that is stressful because we think, what if I don't get back on track? So we have to recover from de-anchoring from hope. So when you think about a difficult day or a caregiving crisis, you can put a plan in place for your recovery. You could do one for your caree as well. I think it's important for us to remember that we deserve a plan for recovery for ourselves. So the first piece of the recovery plan is naming what you're recovering from, and then deciding, what am I going to recover with? So I just mentioned some things that I'm doing to recover from my bad back because of my stress. So I'm using the rub, I'm stretching, I'm walking, I'm swimming, because I want to recover back to a good back. I want to be able to stand up without grimacing. I want to be able to walk without having to hold on to the side of the couch. I want to be able to get to an easier day. When my back feels good, I have an easier day. So I guess basically I'm recovering to an easier day. Now I'm stressing a little bit that I have stressed you out with my recovery. So I want you to recover too. And I want you to focus on what you need, what you're recovering from, what can help you recover with, and where you want to go with your recovery. An easier day, hope, a solution, a better night's sleep, a more relaxed day, peace, a joyful moment, a vulnerable moment with someone who understands. In our course on Caring Our Way, we do have options for you with your recovery plan. So if you go to Caring Our Way, you can join the Encyclopedia for Family Caregiving, and it includes a link to our course, which is also on Caring Our Way, called the Daily Recovery Plan. And in that course, you'll find this one-page flyer. You'll also find some more prompts to help you really zero in on what's stressing you out, for instance, during a crisis. And I also created a really simple assessment, and the assessment asks you those three questions. What are you recovering from? What are you recovering with? What are you recovering to? And the assessment gives you suggestions for answers for each of those three questions. And you take the assessment and then you give your answer. So if you feel better typing in and having prompts, use the assessment. And then you can actually keep a record of your assessments. So you have a library of strategies. So for instance, I pay attention to my back. So now I have these solutions in place. You might pay attention to your headache. And then you know when the headache starts, you move into a solution with certain tools. And then you know that you want to recover to no headache, feeling better, less stress. So if you have a library of solutions that you can pull from when you're having a difficult time, when you're feeling less than yourself, when you've had a caregiving crisis, you actually have tools that you can use. And then you can think about which tools do you keep stocked in your house. Like I keep these products for my back that I rub on my back. It's an essential oil, it's a rub, and then it's also a cream. I keep them in stock. I always have them. I don't want to ever run out. It's the same for you. When you have a solution that you know helps you recover, you're going to keep that solution on hand. Maybe it's not necessarily a product that you stock, but maybe it's a comforting book that you keep nearby. Maybe it's a notebook and a pen that you have handy so you can jot down some notes. We just want to be more intentional during our day. During caregiving and grieving, we can feel sometimes at a loss and without. And hopefully the recovery plan helps you feel like you can keep what helps you. Okay, so join the Encyclopedia of Family Caregiving. You'll see a link to the course, which is the Daily Recovery Plan. It's free. It's also available on Caring Our Way. And then if you want to talk out what your recovery plan could be, join me on the third Tuesday of every month at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It's free. We can brainstorm ideas about the recovery you need for certain situations you encounter during caregiving. I'd love to connect with you. The more we talk out what helps us feel better, the more solutions we have when we need to feel better, because you deserve to feel better. Absolutely deserve it. Okay, thanks so much. Bye-bye.